And welcome to another edition of Sessions with Steph, a podcast for musicians. I love doing it. It's such a blast. I get to interview friends. I get to interview musicians in the business, especially in the Montreal area. We might expand. But for now, I'm having such a blast doing it. I get to chat. It's a chat. We talk about the music business. We talk about what they inspire, what inspires them. Could be piano players, singers. I mean, I'd like to have all kinds of different instrumentalists and different musical guests, but it's not only for musicians. I mean, you get to listen to what goes into music, what goes into singing, what goes into art. I mean, music is art, and I love it. I've been doing it for many years, and now doing this with people that I know, and sometimes with people that I don't know. So this time around, I'm stepping out of the box. I've invited someone that I had, of course, heard of, because in Montreal, we kind of all know each other, but we don't. Mm-hmm. And so I wanted to step out of the box. So all my other guests have been people that I worked with, I played with, I gigged with. I even had my brother and my sister-in-law on. But now I said, let me push myself. I want to interview and speak to people, have chats with people that I haven't worked with. So this is all fresh to me, and I'm enjoying it. It's great. I get to talk to people about their experiences in the music business. I'd like to thank JGR Studios. This is a production of JGR Studios. We have our producer, Luis. And you can catch us. We have a Likumbare YouTube channel. This is where you can catch Sessions with Steph. And we have a sister podcast, which is called Talk It Out, featuring Lisa, who will be coming in on this show as well.
Hello.
Hello, Lisa. How's it going?
Good, you guys?
Good. So they have on the YouTube channel, Talk It Out is the other podcast, and Sessions with Steph is mine on the Likumbare channel. We are also on Amazon, Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere you can catch your podcasts. And it's a blast. So right now, I'm going to get right into it. I'd like to welcome my guest. She is definitely an amazing singer, piano player, musical director for sure. She's performed in musical theater, countless musical theaters. And of course, she will be releasing her first album shortly. Yeah. So, Corina Vincelli, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's a pleasure.
Awesome.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for putting up with our craziness here.
Oh my God, it's never, but that's why we do it. It's never a dull moment.
It is never a dull moment. That's music. It's kind of almost like a gig. You show up to a gig.
I'm surprised when things run smoothly, frankly.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because we're so used to, when you have a big band and you do setup, there's always that one, you set up, everything's ready, and then all of a sudden you hear like a buzz in the corner.
Oh yeah.
Where is that coming from? And people are like, I don't hear it, but I start going crazy.
There's like many parts to a machine, and they're all going to run differently on different days.
Definitely. Yeah. And the podcast is, I thought, what is it? You go talk, you have a chat, you record it, and it's done. Yeah. Instead, 2 hours later, you're still setting up, figuring out this issue. Oh, I got to do that in the video, and I'm like, what is going on? Yeah. But it's all worth it. I find it's definitely fun. So, let's start off with your background. So, explain your background, like your education.
Okay.
I believe you studied music.
I did.
Right?
I studied. One thing I learned about other musicians is that sometimes they didn't start early in life. Mm-hmm. I started early in life. I started taking piano, then singing, and I did it since forever. I actually, though, when I was 16, I found I had reached a bit of a ceiling, and that's when I started getting interested in vocal technique and opera. And then I studied with a proper opera coach, and then did CEGEP and university in opera. And
where did you go? Where did you go to school?
So from Villa Maria High School, that's where my first opera coach was. I went to Marinopolis CEGEP, or Marinopolis College, and then Université de Montréal with a bachelor's in classical voice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then since you finished school, have you been working only in the music business? Is it?
Oh yeah, I've been I actually started teaching while I was finishing my undergrad. And then I just kept teaching and doing shows and concerts and things.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And I guess we'll talk about the musical theaters after, for sure, because that's really interesting to me. That's amazing. Cool. It's combining. Yeah. I've been doing music for many years. Mm-hmm. Recently, I don't know, I got sucked into doing some acting stuff.
Oh, really? That's always...
It's
really hard. No, seriously. I have an acting coach, and I'm like... I have an acting coach, and it's fun, but it's truly hard.
Oh God, yeah.
Really
It's a whole different art form.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And especially, some people don't like how they hear themselves on their answering machine. But when I look at myself on camera, I'm like,
oh no,
who is this person?
Well, and then you combine it with singing, right? Music. That's We're definitely going to talk about that later.
Cool.
So you're singing. What your first instrument was piano?
Piano, and then immediately, you know why? Because when my mom phoned the music school, she asked, how old do you start them in voice? And he said, and this is smart, he said 7. Because the reading is a factor, to properly learn songs and lyrics.
Yeah.
So I started it, but my mom was like, do you take piano at 6? And he was like, yep, piano is fine. So that's how I started piano. Okay. Year after was voice. And then I did both forever. Yeah.
Oh, that's you know what? I find that the two complement each other, because I feel that the piano perfects. I feel like every singer 100%. Should be able to get by on the piano.
Absolutely.
I think so.
I stopped, actually, I will amend that. I did stop taking lessons and doing my exams at 16, because I was like, I'm done practicing. But I actually ended up playing more and practicing truly of my own volition. And I just ended up getting better. So
you teach, right? Is that your main?
Yeah, it is. It is indeed teaching music. That's amazing. And things like that. Yeah.
You need to be patient. That's the one thing I don't do. Like I can't.
Oh, really? You never taught?
I actually had 1 or 2 students, and I think after 3 lessons, I said, I'll refer you to a good buddy of mine who's got the patience.
We've all done that. I still do.
Because it's just, I don't know. I don't want to, like, I feel guilty getting, I don't want to say angry, but I'm getting frustrated. Like, no.
Oh, yeah. How hard is it? It's there. And and especially talent and personality are a factor. And I question and open to all comments on this. Like, do you do it? If you're not supremely talented, does that mean you don't do it? And I've learned over the years that if you want to do something, whatever it is, just do it.
Yeah.
Because you'll get something out of it. But I did wonder, especially in my 20s, for a long time, I'm like, should this kid just change instruments, or adult, or teenager? Should they pick something else? And then I'm like, no, you absolutely shouldn't do that.
Sometimes I get that, and it's terrible, but I get that idea of do you tell them just give it up, dude? It's not for you.
Yeah. And another thing I learned, and I still take lessons with my university singing teacher. We're going on 13 years. It's crazy. I love her to death. And I ask her, and what we've come to consensus is that it depends on what your goal is. If you really want to have a career or gig and perform, there are certain standards, and those can all be attained. But as long you basically have to be aware, self-aware, and things like that.
God, it's a different. It's a different art form. 100%. It's a different teaching. You need to. I don't know. I would need to take a lot of lessons to learn how to teach, because it's truly, wow.
I asked my very first music school I went to, when I was done there, I went back to visit, and he goes, "Are you teaching yet?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "You'd be a guy." I was like, "I don't think I'd be very good." And he fully went because I didn't feel imparting wisdom and where do you start?
Yeah.
Where do you start?
Wow. Okay. Now, a quick question, because I want to get to listening to your voice. I actually heard it. I'm not going to lie, guys. I heard the voice. It's phenomenal.
Oh, my God.
And the playing, I got goosebumps. We all got goosebumps.
Very good. Very good.
Right? We all got the goosebumps, right?
Is the camera picking up my redness?
Right? No, it's beautiful. And
for the other guests. They were phenomenal.
Of course, all my guests are phenomenal. We all have, yes, everyone's phenomenal in their own way, but singer, songwriter, right now we were like, whoa, we were setting up, and she's like, I'm gonna warm up with it. Yeah, sure. And then we were just like, oh yeah, all right, okay.
And you said singer, songwriter. It makes me incredibly nervous because, and this I could talk about for hours. There are so many right now.
Oh
how do you?
It's the in thing.
It is the in thing. And okay, so my friend Daniel, we did a Burt Bacharach concert in 2018, all Burt Bacharach songs, changed my life. Uh-huh. And he's a bit younger than me, and he asks me from a singer point of view, how come singers today are so different than how they used to be? And I reflected, and I asked my singing teacher, and essentially there are so many more singers today.
Of course.
And I hate saying back in the day, but there was a time where the best voices were chosen, but now it's not about how pretty your voice is. There's so many factors. And
100%.
And yeah, so like as a singer-songwriter, like how do you make your mark? How do you feel seen? How do you show what you can do? What's good, what's not, all these things. It's so releasing a first album, I started this project, I'm embarrassed to say, in 2014, just coming up with ideas and honing my songwriting because it was very bad. And like, I don't know if it's, fingers crossed it's better. But yeah, like, it took a long time for me to wrap my head around.
It's that in itself, songwriting is completely different than performance for sure. But I found a lot of times I wrote a song once for we used it in a short film. Oh, cool! Right, and which we produced and stuff. When I say we, I say Louis from JGR produced this short film,
and it was.
And it
plays national.
And which we actually got on in the Vancouver Film Festival. It was third place.
Amazing.
Yes, we were all in it. We acted in it. I did the music. He did the directing. It was phenomenal.
Oh my gosh!
And yes, we won third place nationally. It was a blast. And I wrote that song. Actually, my wife helped me write that song as well years ago. But we wrote it in 10 minutes.
Oh, wow. Okay. That happens sometimes.
It does. But in reality, it's not 10 minutes.
Oh,
it's
hell
probably
no.
5 years of driving in the car with a little melody.
Oh, yeah.
And then
I think
put together in 10 minutes.
It can be.
Right? Because the ideas are there for years.
Yes. I'll even tell you, like, one of the ones I'll play, like just a little bit after. But any artist, frankly, I think it was Jamie Foxx who told Leslie Jones when she was maybe 19 or 20, he's like, you're too young, you haven't had your heart broken, you need to live. And honestly, and she's one of the best stand-up comedians I've ever seen. She's funny. And I think as actors, artists, whatever, it is so cliche to say, but you get better with age if you just keep doing it.
My dad is a music teacher.
Oh, wow.
And
in a school.
He has a school, he taught tons of students. And he taught in my home. So my dad literally back in the day I grew up with lessons every night, every half hour, another student, piano, guitar, organ.
The organ,
And I remember there's certain students that stick, you know, and there's one dude, he's at 14, this guy was, and by 18, he wrote his own concerto and he wrote the whole thing out and played it phenomenal.
Music notation.
And my dad was telling me back then, he's like, kid is a wizard. Yeah. But he's missing that living,
sometimes.
learning, heartbreak, learning. He goes, because he can play it like a motherfucker, but
good, we can swear.
He can't emote. Yeah, we can't swear. He can't emote it yet because he doesn't know how to emote it yet, and it makes a difference.
It makes 100% difference. And I tell about I asked my teacher, because I had an injury, which I think we'll probably talk about.
I have that in the notes.
Good. Well, because I had an injury, and so even I was always very geared towards technique, but then I became obsessed, which is not healthy. And my teacher was like, Corina, franchement, c'est pas assez de juste avoir une bonne technique. Il faut bien interpréter. Laisse-toi aller. And
it is a mix.
It is a mix.
Yeah.
And, so everything you go through, it does contribute, but you have to poke holes in your pride, I think, sometimes too.
Well, look, let's get to the first song.
All right.
So this will be coming out on your album, I believe,
this will be
right?
on the album.
Okay.
I decided, oh my God. Okay, so I should preface this, Lord. I have my lyrics because this is the final draft. I rewrite my lyrics constantly because I struggle with lyrics. So we're gonna start with, actually, funny story, while I'm setting this up. Oh no. I wanted this song to be on the
I love this, by the way. I love this. All the technology in the world.
Yeah,
but
I know.
We go back to that pad, but that, you know what? It is what it is. We can do.
Yeah.
You can have Finale. You can have all these programs, but you're in the bathroom and you're like, you're writing. I don't know. I still do that. All my notes are handwritten, so it's great.
Oh my God. Well, and sometimes believe me in lyrics, I'm working on it, but I wanted.
What's the title of the song?
The title is called "I Want It With You." Ooh la la.
Boy.
And I wanted it to be on the 50 Shades of Grey soundtrack, but it didn't get finished in time for me to even send it anywhere.
Oh, so maybe 50 Shades 3 or
there is
51 Shades.
It's called Gray,
they're all
by the
done.
way.
So, yeah.
Corina Vincelli, her first, is this the first release?
No, it's not going to be the first release.
Okay,
That
but it's on
one,
the album.
It's on the album.
Listen to this beautiful voice, guys.
All right. I'm just going to get unstuck here. Okay. When you get that look in your eye, brings me to my knees and I swallow my pride. Blind to how your smile locates my spine. All of my worries fade out and the stars feel aligned. I am yours for the taking. Do with me what you will and don't ever stop. Take your time and give me forever. I want to feel something new and I want it with you. Since your face, I'm aroused in a haze. Keeps me alive and awake in 1,000 ways. You've turned the tables and made me so stupid. But if this is what bliss is, then I won't think anymore. What you will and don't ever stop. Take your time and give me forever. I want to feel something new and I want it with you. Now's the time to get creative. Let your imagination run to the sky. If you're shy, we can go slowly. But you'll change your mind when you feel what I feel inside. I am yours for the taking. What you will and don't ever stop. Take your time and give me forever. I tend to throw love away. Don't say you love me, but stay. My past is haunting, but not when you've got me. If we start now, we can go by the hour. I want to feel something new, and I want it with you.
Yes. Wow. Oh my God. Wow.
Fantastic. Oh my
Wow.
God. That was so good.
Oh my gosh,
I want to have it in my car right now.
Right? Right?
It's coming, guys.
Is it
COVID
coming?
really screwed the pooch on this one too. Like, I recorded a single last September, and then we got hit with more restrictions, and then the curfew, and my band and I were just like, guys, we were dying. I don't know. How did you feel during as a musician, like how did you cope with COVID? I really have to know.
I have to say, and this is not a word of a lie, I did a few virtual concerts that were fun because we were allowed to rehearse, so I was able. I printed the paper, because we were actually getting paid for it. But luckily, I was working with Likumbari. I got more interested in the acting because of COVID, because I was less busy, so I was dedicating more time because we were allowed. The production was allowed to go on, right? But. And I've never done so many videos in my life, music videos,
technology,
right? The videos, you record yourself, send it in, and they put it all together. I did quite a few of those.
Okay.
I have to say that song was beautiful.
Thank you so much.
I hear the musical theater in it.
I get that so many times, I'm kind of proud.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
That major minor part for me,
Okay, so musician to musician, like, do you have a favorite chord? I do.
I'm a major 7 kind of guy for
major
some reason.
Seven,
I love the major.
This guy.
Those guys. I love ending a song on that.
Ooh, there goes all my papers. I get them. Mine is like, I guess, like the 3 major.
Yeah, I love it.
And then the 4 minor. You need that 4 minor in there.
It depends the lyrics on any of those chords. I find I think it has to blend.
For sure.
It's great.
Am I allowed to grab what fell?
Of course, of course. You can do whatever you want. We have our.
Oh my God,
Lisa, do you hear the musical? We lost Lisa's.
This is like not a surprise that I dropped like 1,000 papers. Dude, thank you. Oh, perfect.
This is, you know what? Tell me it hasn't happened on a gig where funny story. It'll be quick.
Yeah.
I was playing on St. Lawrence Street,
and
we were backing up a singer from Italy who came down. He called me, put together a band, and these are my 10 songs. So we put together the band. And who was the singer? We had the backup singer. Anyhow, right before the show starts, this was back before iPads, right? The binder and the music stand just went bang, and the binder opened up, and all the sheets.
It rained sheet music,
and there was thousands of people watching. And I'll never forget this because I was like, oh my God! And the girl singer that was working, her name was Bruna. She was. Her eyes went like this, my lyrics, and so I ran to, put it all together. Yeah. This is right before the show, and there's thousands of people watching. And of course, the sound man is a good friend of mine.
Okay.
He's a buddy of mine. Doesn't he make the lighting technician point the light?
No.
I swear to God, on St. Lawrence, and he's pointing,
like...
and in the monitors, he's saying, "How do you like that? All these people are staring straight at you," and I'm just sweating, picking up, and I'm like, bastard. Anyhow, yes, it always happens. The music scattering. So musical theater, Lisa, do you have any questions in terms of musical theater?
I don't know. I'm just enjoying listening to you guys. I was just like totally mesmerized, honestly.
Well, do you have any? Because when I looked at it, I'm like, okay, touring. Do you tour with the musical theater?
That's on my bucket list. I have not. Oh my God.
Do you have experiences, like something funny or something weird that would happen?
Okay. So this story combines a few things in my career as a musical theater person. Actually, I have a few. Now that they're all but I'll give you the most recent one. I musical directed a musical called Bonnie and Clyde, and I will give you a fun fact. Even if you don't know musical theater, there's so many links to pop music. You know that song "Ben" that Michael Jackson sang? Ben, da 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 no more.
Yeah.
Okay, it was written by Don Black and Leslie Sharf. Don Black is a musical theater composer.
Okay.
So he co-wrote Bonnie and Clyde with Frank Wildhorn, and we did a production in Montreal. I was the musical director. I teach the music. I lead the band, whatever. Mm-hmm. And one of our characters, one of the supporting leads, had an emergency and had to pull out, and we didn't have a replacement for that, so I had to do it. And it was insane because thank God, but can you imagine though, there was no choreography. I didn't have any choreography, but can you imagine, I knew all the music, but blocking, lines, choreography,
oh my God.
My butt was saved that I just had a little bit of blocking and only 3 major songs in the whole show. But that was really rough. 3 weeks before opening.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's intense. That's
And I heard with the musical once, I can't remember if this was for the movie, the lead, and this happens a lot. I'm not saying was the case for once, but like, you know, you make a lot of money if you get a pilot or you work in TV. So like if you're doing a play or musical that doesn't pay you as much as TV does, you take the job on TV. So I think an actor had to pull out of the movie musical of once, so the composer took over and had to do it, or else they were going to lose their funding and stuff like that.
That's another added stress.
Yeah.
That's
by the way, apparently I listen to a lot of podcasts myself, and like one of my favorite actresses, that's always the case, isn't it? We're going to lose our money. You go into work thinking we're going to lose our money, we're going to lose our funding. But yeah,
it's kind of like a gig, a week, you know, when you're working in a weekly gig that you have, you're always like, okay, tonight's the night. Tonight's the night. There's not going to be enough people that are going to say, we're done, you know?
Yeah. And I truly am waiting for, like, my favorite, I mean, everyone has these stories. I don't know if I have these stories, but Sarah Bareilles is my favorite singer. And she said when she was starting out, you know, gigging, she said she played in front of 7 people and she knew everyone in the audience. And I'm like, man, I'm lucky. That hasn't happened to me yet, but I'm sure it will.
That's great.
Yeah, but it's coming. It's around.
Well, you know, it's, and especially this business. One day, I'll never forget. One day, I don't even know if I said it on the podcast, but I was playing at the Sky Dome in Toronto.
Oh my God.
Humongous corporate gig, like the lights, the dancers, the thousands of people on the field.
Yeah.
And the next day I was at a restaurant in Montreal.
Okay.
And so I was in Niagara Falls in front of thousands. And then I drove back, no sleep, to this little restaurant gig that no one cared that I was playing.
Yeah.
And that's the business.
That's
the reality.
Yeah.
You'll do a TV gig and then you'll do some dive bar that they're playing poker and they're telling you to lower it, you know? But that's what it is.
In musical theater, there's a lot of like, oh my God, where's my prop? Oh my God, my costume stuff.
I can't even imagine.
Oh my God.
Because in just a band, so much can go wrong.
Yeah.
So now, and in just an acting gig, so much can go wrong. Mm-hmm. And this is a live performance. I mean, my daughter had a play and I was just putting the music in the background and you know, the props, the music, the mics, I had to do headsets, 10.
Oh wow, they were
oh my God, I was going crazy. Like, which headset is that? And like musical theater is, I mean, you got professional singers, you got the sound must be a disaster.
So,
not a disaster,
it can be. And I mean, hopefully when you have, also budget dictates a lot, you know, like when it's low budge, you gotta like.
But even high budge, you got top end microphones but a belt pack's a belt pack. It's on your, you know, and if you're running, you have 10 seconds to change your costume.
So this is a story that I heard. This is a Broadway story. I'm repeating a story, but it's so good because I was there that night. And I didn't know that this happened until they did a vlog. So the musical was First Date. Great musical. Zachary Levi from Chuck, Krista Rodriguez. And like, there's only 6 people in this cast, 6 or 7 people. It's a small cast. And he had his mic died or something, and so he managed. One of the stage managers managed to get him off stage, and but he had to exit the scene for no reason. And so the audience was we were just like, what was that? So the actors had to ad-lib a little bit while he got a different mic pack. And then apparently they could hear like crazy feet, like bum, 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 I hit the mic. And then he gets back on stage and he just shows up, he's like, because they were on a date. He was sorry, when I get nervous, I get really bad diarrhea. And so he covered up the fact that he had to leave and then come back on. But I saw this and I went, something felt weird. And then like, a couple weeks later, they released the vlogs. I'm like, I saw that performance. It was so funny.
That's funny.
But so the mic goes out. So now, as an insurance policy, when he did the show in the weeks after, he wore 2 mics.
Yeah,
I think everyone wore 2 mics.
I think now it's a standard. But
I don't know.
Logistically, because like I said, I did a couple of plays, like school plays, you know.
Yeah, it can go wrong at any level. I'll even say this: I didn't see this performance. I just know this happened because I also have friends. I have very lucky friends that are dancers, and some of them dance on Broadway. And one of them said that during Wicked, there's like trap doors and there was a fog all over the stage. And like one of the trap doors opened and she couldn't see which one. Yeah. But luckily no one was hurt, but that also happened, hopefully.
That's awesome. Well, listen, I love musical theater. Yeah. I would love to know when the next production you're going to be in.
As soon as COVID hit the theater scene in Montreal really hard.
Wouldn't you want to see a musical theater worth rehearsing?
I love musicals, by the way.
Right?
What musicals do you guys like?
Oh God, that's a good question. I saw Grease, which was a lot of fun. I loved it.
I saw a lot of Broadways.
That's
I saw
beautiful.
Kiss of the Spider Woman,
wow.
Miserable. I saw Phantom of the Opera. I was actually fourth row
me feel
center.
bad. Yeah, don't worry, keep going. Keep going. I was like, I saw Grease.
Yeah, I did see Grease too, by the way.
Fantastic. What's that?
Miss Saigon.
You saw none. Well,
You've
that's
never seen one?
because
You will.
And
By the way, Disney counts.
Cats. I saw. Oh,
Disney
that was so
counts as a
good.
musical. If you've seen
I saw
Aladdin,
Cats.
you've seen a musical.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, then
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of music. Well, my daughter loved
High School Musical.
Hugh
High School
Grant.
musical.
Hugh Grant. What's the movie?
Jackman, you mean? In
Yeah,
The
Hugh
Greatest
Jackman. Hugh
Showman?
Grant. Hugh Jackman.
Les
the Greatest
Miserables.
Showman.
I don't think he can say.
Oh, The Greatest Showman.
The Greatest
Yeah,
Showman.
Yeah, I know you
that's
can't
actually
really
the play
sing.
that I did with my daughter that she
Oh,
was
of
in. It
course,
was
it's
great.
so
He was good as Wolverine, though.
Yeah, he
course.
was.
FYI.
I
Okay.
was an extra in all the X-Men.
I know.
really?
Me too. I was
So was
there.
she.
Oh yeah, and I got to be this close to Hugh Jackman.
I know,
my
isn't
God.
he? He's
He
hot. He's
smells
hot.
good.
I know.
good.
I was in
Okay,
Days of
hold on. This
Futures
is a
Past.
musical podcast, ladies.
And never mind his belt. He's buff. He's buff. I'm trying to say.
He's but you know when I was on with him, I showed him how to get that buff. Just saying. Okay, hold on.
Amazing.
I'm sorry. I'm missing. I need another song.
right.
I'm sorry. I really need to. We fell in love here with your voice was beautiful. The song was beautiful.
So pumping my ego, man.
No, it's. I honestly cannot wait for the album to come out. Do you have a name for the album?
Oh, you know what? That's a great question. I might just self-title it Corina Vincelli.
Okay, beautiful. Hey, can't go wrong.
Yeah, I think the first one should be my name, but we'll see.
Okay.
This one I wrote over COVID. Only my band has heard it, and
Sweet.
it's called "Cure My Lonely."
Oh.
It's another spicy
I love the
one.
titles.
Oh,
Take it away.
thanks. Titles are fun to write. So, all right, let's do this. We all have a story, but I'm all into yours. Sure, stars are shining. We're all fighting something in this world. But I know if you're holding me and never think it's too tight, I might just have the courage and strength to fight another day. If you come my lonely, ooh, no one ever told me that I was worth my weight in gold. Darling, you'd better know it just by standing on your own. So if I love myself and I've won all I can win, but how do I keep my thoughts at bay when you're just one call away? If you cure my lonely, won't you please come cure my lonely? Day breaks cold, there's no guarantee of tomorrow. It's been so long since I belonged to someone else's heart. I wanna wrap myself in the memory of your smile. But how do I know that if you go, you're able to find your way? If you cure my lonely, we all have a story. I wanna be a part of yours. Sure, stars are shining. We're all fighting something in this world. So if I love myself, then I want all I can win. I might just have the courage and strength to fight another day. If you cure my lonely,
Yes.
Nice. Awesome.
Wow.
I'll go and get it.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
You all see the talent here, right? You all see. Tell me you're not anxious and excited to hear this album.
This is a great motivator, by the way, to get like stuff finished, because it takes a village, like,
Yeah.
you know, schedule coordinating.
I want to hear the, like, I'm like,
Oh, with the, yeah.
I love it like this.
no, but
like I can hear I can
wanna-
spend the whole night at a bar with a beer listening to this all night.
But it's
I
pretty
was
sick.
picturing in my head the whole band.
The whole-
bass.
Exactly,
Oh my God.
exactly.
I
Quick
can't
question.
Wait to hear that album.
Upright bass, like
It's actually, you know what? So when I rehearsed it, my bass player wasn't there. It was guitar, me, drums, and then there'll be bass. So it'll probably be electric bass. But like the cool thing is my band is so, like, I love these guys. This was like a rough thing when I brought it to them, and it just came together. But sometimes that happens. Like we were talking about like when songs write themselves. This one, some songs are not even done.
Yeah.
I have like half done. This one came together, and then I brought it to them, and they just got it. So
Yeah.
that doesn't always.
I was
happen.
envisioning. I was like, oh yeah, I hear a bass line there. I hear a drum. You know, I hear. That's fantastic.
Thank you. Oh.
I'm gonna bring something up which you touched on before,
Yeah.
and seeing that this is a podcast, and
Yeah.
I believe a lot of musicians are listening, and hopefully more than just musicians are
My
listening.
friends are gonna.
Okay, cool. Injuries, vocal injuries,
yeah.
because this is important. Because I've had an experience, numerous experience. You know, people love to sing, and a lot of people have naturally gifted voices.
Yeah.
And I love to hear it. It's great. I love the natural talent. But I'll always have that conversation, and I'll say, okay, you want to sing, no problem, but you need to train it.
Yeah.
And Karina will give us an example of why it's important.
Yeah.
You had an injury with your voice.
Yeah.
This is a
bad
thing.
one.
It's a bad one,
A bad
right?
one. And I also want to point out too, like I relapsed like 4 years after I was healed. So technique is important. When I'm an honest person. It's not a happy story, but I'm gonna say it. So when I was 18, almost 19, my dad passed away.
Oh.
I had a previous injury, very small, but it healed. He passed away, and like the injury, like the combination of the stress.
Yeah.
I was just starting university. I did not get into my first choice school, but that ended up being an okay thing. And that's the other thing I learned through it, is that the doors that open, like, so what, the door that you didn't want opened, the other doors are good too.
Yeah.
Just to, say it quickly.
For sure.
So I couldn't sing. I had to be benched for 2 years. And that may have been too long. However, they went away. But then retraining myself, and this is why I still have a coach, retraining myself was so important. Because then I relapsed. Like I was not there yet, because my confidence was shaken. Do I even want to do this? Like I even wanted to quit school. I didn't, thankfully. But it would have been okay if I did.
For anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about.
Yeah. I didn't say
No,
that.
it's because it's an injury. We're saying it's an injury, but if you're not trained and you don't have the proper technique, you will lose your voice. Nodules will build.
The nodules, hemorrhages, polyps, and I mean, the stories that I have are endless. And by the way, like, I'm sure you guys all know Adele had a hemorrhage, which she had operated on at least twice, and there is only a certain amount of times that a doctor will operate on you, because like the vocal cords are scar tissue, and they're already very thin. If you whittle them away to nothing, you don't have a voice.
I've seen it, and now that you're telling me, and it's good. It's something. It needs to be. It's awareness that needs to be raised, because people don't know this. They think they want to be a singer, and they go on American Idol, but you're not going to last. Let alone a gig. You won't finish a night if you're not trained.
Oh yeah.
That screaming will get, if it doesn't come from
Yeah.
your gut.
Celine Dion had a coach. She said it in every interview. She's had a coach.
Yeah.
I think up until Renee died.
Yeah. It's important because
It's really
it is a muscle. It is a muscle.
If you're a hockey player, you train. If you're an
Exactly.
athlete, you train. When you're a singer, join the athlete club because you are one.
You are one. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
100%.
You need to, your chops need to be on point.
Yeah. And that doesn't save you too. Like we all get tired. The technique is there to
Well, like
protect
you said, an athlete,
Yeah.
quarterbacks go down.
Oh, yeah.
Every year there's,
my God.
hockey players miss half the season because
Yeah.
of injury.
Yeah.
When you play 82 games in a season, you get hit every night, you're going to get hurt.
Yeah.
When you sing and you're playing 2-hour shows every
Yeah.
2 days or whatever it is, it affects you. There's nothing
Yeah.
to do. I'm my hearing is fucking shot to shit.
Oh my God, I can't imagine.
Oh,
Do you
God.
play with like earplugs?
Now, but
Okay.
I've been doing this for 25 years. Like that.
My drummer friends, like a lot of them have lost a bunch of
Oh no, I have tonight. I get home at night and I'm like the TV. I have to pound it because I just it's because I
Yeah.
mean I was in a Latin band for years,
Oh, that's
playing
cool.
drums,
Oh, wowsies. That's
with
cool.
3 percussion players next to me, and in a little like music. I played the Musée de Beauvais.
Okay.
I mean, the sound
Yeah,
was
yeah.
just like
It's
it
like
was
not-
just like this is a 14-piece band. It was like
Yeah.
so loud. I remember
Yeah.
the ringing was in my ear for 3 days.
Yeah.
But I always had good hearing. Now as I'm getting older, it's like wow.
Oh, and so that's the other thing. I take a lot because I teach and I work in schools and stuff. I have to take first aid.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that I learned early in first aid, like if you're doing CPR, perhaps on a young person, the chances that you can help them are high. But if you're older, smoking, beer, poutine, it's that you're clogged. And the same way when you're a singer, if you're young, you bounce back fast. It
Yeah.
does not get easier when you get older. So it's important. Like I'm 34 and healthy. I'm really careful. There are singers older than me that are very, very careful. You have no choice. Like
There are some that are, I don't want to say gifted.
they're stronger. Some are stronger than others, and I had to accept that. I was pissed.
Yeah.
I asked my teacher, I'm like, why is this happening to me all the time? She's like, Corina, il va falloir que tu l'acceptes parce qu'il y a des gens qui sont juste plus forts.
My sister-in-law is a singer too, and she's
Oh, yeah.
she's a very good singer. I mean, all my friends are fantastic singers. I get a little frustrated with her because I don't want to say it's not. She doesn't. I don't want to say she doesn't realize she knows it's a gift, and she's worked at it. I'm not going to say she hasn't,
Yeah.
but she will do 7 nights
Oh, wow.
alone, not 2 singers, 1 singer, and as if when she's sick, she walks in and she sounds better. She'll talk.
Yeah, if I can PSA just now, it's not a sign of weakness to have help. It's not a sign of weakness you can't. It takes like, we're human beings. We know what breaking points.
You need to, but you can't stress over it too.
No.
There's a fine line, right?
And so learn
Yeah.
from my mistakes, because in my 20s I went ballistic, and my teacher was like, Karina, I can't teach you when you're in this state.
Yeah. Because if it plays in your mind, you're done.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We need to pep this up a little bit. It's
Let's
but it's great that because you brought this up to me. I'm not going to lie. This was all Karina who said, I'd like to talk about modules, and it's a fantastic thing because these are things you don't really talk about, and it's important. You need, if you want to be a singer, you need or piano player or whatever.
Yeah.
It's all about practice.
My drummer friends all had to battle like tendonitis and like
Exactly,
stuff like that. Yeah.
exactly. If you don't develop that technique,
Yeah.
it's gonna affect you in the end,
Yeah.
and not good. We're gonna do something that we normally do on this podcast. It's
Yeah.
something called First Thought.
Okay.
It's a little game.
Okay.
Okay. It's basically I'm gonna blurt out something, and you have a couple of seconds, or not even. You can take the time you want, but it's the first thought that pops in your mind.
Okay.
Okay. It's usually fun. We like to kind of let loose at this
Okay.
part. So, I mean, some of the questions might be easy, some might be hard, whatever, but it's pretty simple.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
So let's start. Lisa, are you ready for this?
I'm always ready
All
for
right,
this
you're
game.
always
I
ready
like
for
it.
this. Okay. So we're going to start off nice and easy. Favorite food?
Steak.
Oh my God. I could go for one right now.
Nobody said that.
Nobody
That's
said
the
that.
first time.
Yeah.
That's so popular.
We got like 4 pizzas.
Yeah,
Every week
pizzas,
was pizza.
pastas, whatever, But
Steak.
A really
That's-
good steak
you're
and
right.
vegetables. I'm like,
medium rare, well done.
oh, medium rare.
Nice.
I want like
Nice.
this finger. No, this
Yeah.
finger.
Oh, nice.
Sweet. Okay. Favorite movie?
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, no. Whoa.
Yes.
Yeah. The first one, yeah.
That's awesome.
I love Pirates of the Caribbean.
That's amazing. Okay, I guess you like Johnny Depp.
Yeah, I like it. I like Pirates. Frankly, it's the soundtrack that really does it for me.
Gotcha.
I really like that. Da-da-dum-dum.
Sweet.
Super nerdy.
I love it. That's
I
great.
love
No,
it.
that's great.
I like Orlando Bloom, but that's a good movie.
Funky, funky.
FYI.
Okay, best concert that you've seen. That's a hard one.
Yeah, you know what? I've seen, but it wasn't live. It was a DVD.
Doesn't matter.
Sarah Bareilles live at the Fillmore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hit you.
Oh,
What about live?
Oh my.
Don't say the Wiggles or something.
Teletubbies doesn't count.
Teletubbies.
Live. What? I'm trying to think. You know what? It's not really a concert, but all of my buddies that are jazz musicians and I go see them play, I could watch my friends play all day.
That is so nice.
Yeah.
That's
so
great.
like my friend, like Mike DeMasi, who's my bass player, my old teacher, Stefano, who's out there. Like when I go see my friends play, I'm truly in a very happy place.
That's amazing. No, that's great. Support local talent.
Totally.
That's
Please,
amazing.
we need it.
You're right.
We need it. It's not just good for our spirit.
True.
It's good for our
true.
brain.
And you know what? Yeah, I have to say I'm a little bit older. We don't have to say my age.
Not that much.
Not that much, but back I was lucky. Louis, I don't want to hear you. La 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 la.
That's the best gag I heard all night. Okay.
Yeah, when I was at my prime, let's say, when I was 18, I loved music. Going into my 25, 30, concerts were, I don't want to say cheap, but artists made money on their albums.
Yeah.
The concert was to promote.
Yeah.
So I would get it. I saw Gloria Estefan in the third row.
There's a musical about her. Yeah.
I know. I was in the third row for like $50 back then.
Oh my God.
So I was literally at any concert. I would go to everything, any concert, who's playing, and whether it be big or small.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's like, hey, I like Bruno Mars. What? And my kids,
and
I want to
also,
go too. There's 4 at $250 each. Holy shit,
Yeah. Bell Center concerts, God bless them. They're hard on the ears.
Yeah, they are.
All you hear is.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Hard.
So I'll go to Olympia, but I saw before Michael Bublé was Michael Bublé.
Yeah.
I saw him at the Metropolis.
That's so fun.
Yeah, I was
Metropolis,
like,
what
I
a
could
gig.
see his shoes.
I saw the band Toto.
Oh my
Toto?
God, yes.
This was 3 years ago, and I ended up being, because I knew it was a rock band, I was like third, fourth row, but it was at Place des Arts. Yeah, they're still touring.
Holy cow.
Yeah, they sell out in
I'm
Europe,
sure.
hundreds of thousands of people. And I was literally, I knew, because it's a rock, they're rock,
Yeah.
right? So I knew after the first song, they're going to call people up to the stage.
That's a da 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 da. Is that Paul Simon?
No, that's Paul Simon.
But
They
Toto's
do Africa, Rosanna,
I always
that kind of
confuse
stuff.
them, yeah.
And I was literally, the singer was where you are.
Oh,
and
whoa.
I had my hands on the stage like this.
Oh my God.
And what an experience. Like I literally heard his voice, not in the PA. But anyways, these concerts are great.
Concert, yeah.
All right, this is sometimes I add a little something different to it. Okay, so first thought when I say the word Kenny G.
Saxophone.
Okay. I was trying to incite like
elevator music or something.
I don't know because
I love Kenny G. You know he was the co-founder of Starbucks.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's wretch.
A lot of the jazz world.
Yeah.
They're like, oh my God.
Well, you know what?
But he's so good.
Who cares?
Right?
He is a nice person. Clive Davis loves him. That's all you need.
He plays.
He's great.
They make fun of him because he's
richer than me.
Yeah, that's for sure. Because he was smart, right?
Hey, he gets to play what he wants now.
True.
Just saying.
Yeah. Okay, cool. First thing that comes to mind when I say heavy metal.
Vocal damage.
Crazy, eh?
But there are teachers that will, there are a lot of heavy metal singers that take vocal lessons because they know. So I say vocal damage.
But is it hot? My son right now is 14. So I'm lucky because he does expand his music, but he's in the heavy metal stage.
That's
okay,
right.
He loves it. And actually, I'm glad because he's liking Tool and.
Oh, you see, but yeah.
He's going into the Dream Theater Tool,
cool.
but he also Metallica and some of them like Slipknot and these.
I like Slipknot.
Dad, can you take me to Lamb of God? I'm like,
oh boy,
Lamb of God. Yeah, I'm not going to. But it's really How do they do that vocally?
It's kind of like you sound in the morning.
Yes, exactly. But then I have my coffee and I'm okay.
I actually don't know, but there are ways. There are warm ups and stuff that I've seen like classical singers, coaches, like teach, because you know what, frankly, even though it's not 100% my taste, I do like Metallica, I do like Slipknot, but it's not polluted. The music is what it is, and it's not overly programmed.
True.
It's kind of the real deal.
True. Yeah, you're right. You're right there. I mean, I grew up on it. I wasn't too much in the heavy stuff. I like the good old rock, kind of thing.
Well, the 90s grunge, that's not really heavy death metal, but like, I mean, Nirvana or like Alice in Chains is like some of my favorite music.
It's good. It's good. Yeah. It's good to, and you know what?
Yeah.
They use, it's real music.
Exactly.
Now we're listening to pop music, which is great, but
I miss Chris Cornell so much.
Right? Yeah. A buddy of mine, an artist, painted a huge mural out. Yeah, he's really good.
I love the James Bond theme song. You Know My Name that Chris Cornell did is probably my favorite one. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. How about this? First thing that comes to mind, I'm going to ask you, favorite band?
Oh. Okay. Oh my God. There's too many.
Yeah.
Of which decade, of which, like,
it's so hard.
Okay, you know what? I'll plug one that you probably don't know. They're British. Band called McFly. And yeah, I know.
Because really, Back to the Future, right?
That's literally what they do. They're about my age, a couple years older,
okay.
And they are huge.
Okay.
And I've been listening to them a lot lately. They've just released a new album in 2021, I think. Okay. And I really love this band, but I mean, I have so many. I can't believe I said McFly out of all of them.
Okay, no, that's good. That's good. Plug someone that's not known, right? Because you could have easily went with
like
the Beatles,
Boys,
right?
I love the Backstreet Boys. They're a band.
Yeah, that's good. All right, how about this one? What's the first thing that comes to mind when I say Jennifer Lopez?
Oh, the real deal.
Yeah?
Yeah, in the sense that, like, she's just so good at being herself. Like, people often criticize her for, like, she can't sing. Like, who the cares? Honestly, she is I don't know if this is going to come out right. She's the Kardashian before the Kardashian. She does the fragrance. She's an entrepreneur.
Yes.
And she's really charismatic. She puts on a show. She has a few hits.
Yeah.
I think she busts her ass.
Okay.
And yay her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's you know what? Of course, for her age, she definitely busts her ass to keep that.
Oh
yeah.
To keep that.
Pardon the pun.
Yeah.
Like,
and she was married to Mark Anthony.
I know.
Are they back together again?
No.
Oh no.
No, they're not.
Ben Affleck,
Yeah, she's Ben Affleck.
That's cute.
I'm going to see Mark Anthony. I'm going to see Mark Anthony's coming. Yeah.
Oh, caminaré
para
buscarte en cielo y tierra. That's like the best.
You know, I actually played that with a wedding band.
Oh, and you know that too. I just like blurted out.
Caminaré is
so
that
good.
album Libre was.
Yes. How amazing is that album?
I can't say it enough. That's the music.
And him, by the way, when he played Hector Lavoe.
Hector Lavoe in the movie, yeah.
Oh yeah. So good.
Yeah. Oh my God. Aguanile. Anyway, okay. Quickly, best pianist.
I just want to say my friend Daniel Witkowski.
Nice. Good.
There's so many. Like
support local.
Monk, yes. Thelonious Monk. Oh, UK, but I'll say Bill Evans.
Okay, cool.
Bill Evans, but like, yeah.
Oscar Peterson, no.
Bill Evans. I just love Bill Evans so much.
Cool. This is the last one. Best frontman / singer of all time. Got to pick one.
Sarah Bareilles.
Okay, cool. I can tell that she's your go-to.
Oh, yeah. But like, she truly is. Her lyrics, I would say in the last 20 years, nobody writes lyrics like her.
Gotcha.
Truly. And I've read lyrics. Like because I work so hard, they don't come naturally to me. So I've flipped through the books and I'm like, hers are coming out on top all the time.
Okay, sweet. I have, I believe I'm getting the time signal for a couple minutes left. So I'm going to ask first in case we run out of time, where do we find you? Like, what's your social media?
So my name is Corina Vincelli. You follow me on Instagram.
Corina with a C?
Corina.
That's right. Okay. Vincelli.
I have a YouTube channel and it's all very green. Like there's like one single called Lighthouse that I released last February. Mm-hmm. It's all going to be part of the album. Instagram, Facebook. My artist page is not up yet. This is all part of now. I actually changed jobs in order to have more time to be focusing on this. So
I love hearing that.
It's really, yes, and I love it. So it's coming all hopefully within the next couple of months.
Okay. We'll definitely, you let us know the minute it comes out. We'll definitely plug that for sure.
I can't wait.
Okay. And your YouTube channel is
my name,
Corina Vincelli. Okay. Corina Vincelli, guys.
Simple, easy.
It's amazing. We're gonna put it on video as well. And
thanks.
okay, because we definitely want you to play out the last. But before I say bye, quick, like the fastest worst gig story ever.
Oh my God. You know what? Okay, so I'll harken back to the gig was actually really good. I was in a state. So when I did Preacher, the role of Preacher for Bonnie and Clyde was at the main line, and it was so filthy dusty. My allergies went berserk. And I have vaccines. I'm inoculated, and I pulled it together, but like there was a really slow song during a death scene, and I'm the only one on stage singing. And like it was like, and so I finished, and like applause, whatever, it happens. My band, who I musical directed the whole time, they're like, first of all, my pianist was like, I saved your butt, man, I covered you. And my guitar player was like, what happened?
Oh my God.
It was like, it was really, I was dying a slow death.
Imagine.
But it was like, my nose was blocked, and I had 40 minutes between songs, so I was like falling asleep backstage and stuff. And it was on a 2-show day. Sometimes you have 2 shows in a day.
Oh God.
But the gig itself was good. It was me. I was a mess.
Yeah, well, that could constitute for the worst gig. With allergies, will definitely get to you.
Oh my God.
I am gonna say goodbye. She is gonna play us out, guys. It's Sessions with Steph podcast. There's Talk It Out podcast, JJR Studio on Likumbare channel. I will be back in, I believe, 2 weeks with another guest. It's going to be awesome. I love doing this thing. Corina Vincelli, thank you so much for having us. Beautiful voice, beautiful playing, beautiful songwriting. If you also singing lessons, piano lessons,
hit me up. We'll see what we can.
She'll definitely help you out there, guys. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you for helping me out.
It's a pleasure.
And Louis, thank you once again for doing the job you do. It's fantastic, guys. Karina playing us out.
If you only knew how much of my heart beats just for you. But it's now all in the past since you passed on me. I can't let go, and none will ever know of all of the heartbreak a heart can take. But it seems to be stronger than it means to let on. Don't want to carry on, but I will. Tell me, where did I go wrong? I thought we shared a single song. Did I misread the times you smiled at me? That little voice in me that should tell me to move on still wants to know how could we not be any good. Dreams against reality are fighting a battle that never wins. I had to build up an armor that somehow caved in. You made me believe again, but the bottom dropped down instead. Tell me, where did I go wrong? I thought we shared a single song. misread the times you smiled at me? That little voice in me that should tell me to move on still wants to know how could not be any good. Sometimes you need another side to see, but I didn't need to move away to know I want to stay. Tell me, where did I go wrong? I thought we shared a single song. Did I misread the times you smiled at me? The little voice in me that should tell me to